Lincolnshire is BBC Radio Lincolnshire.
And Kathy is camping Kathy today. What are you up to, Kathy?
Good morning. I'm at a new campsite just close to Boston where they're just setting up, they're just starting out, they're already very busy. And I hear they've got some alpacas that I'll be giving breakfast to.
You said new campsite, didn't you?
Yeah.
Good. I thought you said nude. That was all. I was just confused for a minute there. I'm glad you said new. I'm glad you said new.
BBC Radio Lincolnshire.
My hearing's not what it used to be. I suddenly thought, what's going on? No. A new campsite. Good. Right, let's go to Kathy Green now, shall we? She's at a campsite for us this morning. Kathy, where are you? What are you up to today? How are you? Well, she's very distant wherever she is. I don't know if Kathy can hear us at the moment.
There we go. Hoping... Oh, hello, Sean. Sorry. I'm in the middle of nowhere, as you can probably tell, which is why I got slightly dodgy signal. Yes, Big Sky Camping, which is a new campsite here in Lincolnshire. It's close to Boston. In front of me, I can see a double-decker bus, which is one of the options where you can spend the night under the stars here in Lincolnshire. And with Dave, who is the owner, who's come up with this. This has been a dream of yours. Can you believe you're standing here now on this campsite?
I can't really believe it, honestly. It's been a dream of mine and my wife Em's for years and years, and yeah, now we're here in a lovely little 15-acre patch. It's all a bit discombobulated, really.
Well, maybe the strangest thing is that if we look to the left, we've got some alpacas. If we look to the right, we've got a double-decker bus.
Yeah, I think that's pretty standard. We always kind of figured that a bus is wasted when it's filled with seats. So we ripped the seats out of an old London bus and turned it into a community space. And now it's a place where people can come and spend a night or two with the alpacas as pets right out the front window.
I mean, what a view.
It's not a bad view at all, and they're very, very cool pets. The alpacas were an April Fool's joke a few years ago, so now they're real too.
They were in April... What do you mean?
Yeah, so Em and I run a social enterprise called Say Yes More, which organises loads of free events to get people out into the countryside, camping and bushcraft and things like that. And we've got a big Facebook group called the Yes Tribe, and every April 1st we play an April Fool's joke. A couple of years ago we said that we'd be given a lot of alpacas, which, knowing what we know now, is a ridiculous joke, but everyone bit, and on April 1st this year, finally we made it real.
Wow. Well, I mean, we've got the alpacas, we've got the double-decker bus, but actually beyond that hedge, there's even more unusual places to spend the night.
Yeah, we have a big old camping meadow with really spacious pitches mown into the long grass. We've got 2 land pods, which are great little snuggly cabins to sleep in, and a converted American school bus. And the whole site is powered by renewable energy as well.
Wow. Well, you were telling me before that you were a travel writer. You've been all around the world, but actually this is the dream here in Lincolnshire.
Yeah, for sure. I've travelled all over the world in the last 15 years, but finally I've ended up in a place that I don't feel like leaving, and that's got to be the dream. So Em and I are making our forever home, and it's great to have a little business alongside it, getting people outside.
And what a brilliant time to do it, as we're all getting back to nature, we're all taking a holiday here in the UK. You're hoping that it's going to be really popular. It already is really popular.
I mean, we're definitely hoping it's going to be really popular, but we know we've got a lovely site here, and it's great to see people's faces getting outside at the best of times. It's definitely the time of our lives to open a campsite, for sure. And yeah, we've had loads of interest so far.
Yeah, and just to confirm, I did say to Sean earlier, a new campsite, not a nude campsite.
Yeah, definitely a new campsite, N-E-W. People can be nude in their own homes.
Well, Sean, there you go. I hope I've cleared that up just before I ruin this business before it starts.
Yeah. Well, you might get different bookings. People might arrive.
Well, that's what I said to him. I did say.
Yeah. Anyway.
I might have done you a favour.
Yeah, you never know. Thank you, Kathy. Camping Kathy. We'll chat to her again in about half an hour's time.
BBC Radio Lincolnshire.
From plants with Fletcher's Facts to Kathy Green, who is camping Kathy today because she's at a brand new campsite here in Lincolnshire. And I imagine it's busy as well, despite the weather forecast at the moment.
It's a bit of a big old grey sky here near Boston. Big Sky Campsite is where I am exactly. You might think that I would be here surrounded by tents, but this is a bit of a campsite with a twist. I'm just stepping on board a double-decker bus. It's been completely converted inside, and this is one of the places that you can stay if you come here. There's a nice view of some alpacas out the front windscreen, still completely intact, windscreen wipers and all. And Dave is the man who owns this, just set it up. Would you give me a tour if you don't mind? This is incredible.
I'd love to. Welcome to the YesBus at the Big Sky Hideaway. We have taken an old London bus and turned it into, well, just an epic community space. Or sleeping pod, depends on your mood. So we've got a full fitted kitchen downstairs, nice dining area at the back, and the wood-burning stove, which makes autumn and winter especially fun. And then upstairs, we've got an adventure library, which all the books donated by authors and members of the Yes Tribe, which is a community we run just to get people outside and into adventure. There's even a drop-down cinema screen.
I was standing outside this bus and I thought it looks just pretty much like an ordinary bus, the one that I used to get to school. Inside, it looks like an incredibly fancy, very chic flat.
I don't know about fancy, but cool. I mean, we love the idea of taking something that is familiar, like the shape of a double-decker bus, and then people walk inside and realise it's something completely different. So we've got little signs, inspirational signs around site, and the way we kind of use water and power around site as well hopefully gives people a little idea that you can change stuff if you want to for the better.
Well, there are still some key bus features, such as...
Yeah, so we've got the old ticket box is now an honesty box in case someone buys bread from our chickens, like Henny on the Block or Henedict Cumberhatch. We've got kind of the number of people who are allowed to be standing upstairs, the emergency exit. We've even got the old bus stopping sign above the kitchen tap.
Wow, and this is an absolute dream come true for you and your wife. You were saying that you searched for locations all across the country. You wanted to be here in Lincolnshire. Why?
Yeah, for sure. So Em and I, we looked all over the country for the perfect spot. We wanted a place for our alpacas, for the YesBus, for glamping and camping field. And when we found the Big Sky Hideaway land near Boston, we just thought, this is it. It gave us everything. We didn't have to compromise. There's even 4 acres of woodland where we're making a hammock village.
Yeah, and you're hoping to get planning permission. I understand that's later this week. So at the minute, it's a pop-up. How's that working?
Yeah, we've got the pop-up campsite, the 28 or 56-day rule because of COVID recovery, which is great. And it's lovely to see guests coming in. We're getting great reviews already, and we really like looking after people as well. So it's going well. Planning permission decision is looking good as well for Friday, so that'll be our future sorted. We're looking forward to welcoming people over the years.
Well, fingers crossed. I suppose maybe hopes of a holiday in Mallorca or on some hot beach somewhere is fading for a lot of people, but you'd say, what more do you need than a field and a double-decker bus?
Yeah, absolutely. Why would you go to Spain? I mean, it's absolutely brilliant here. The skies are huge. We're surrounded by trees as well, so you wouldn't really know that we're in the fens. And, get the campfire going, find yourself a little pitch in the field. I mean, you'll make some friends as well.
Yeah, well, Sean, this is really cool. It's one of the coolest conversions I've ever seen. It takes me back to my school days of getting on the bus. But let me tell you, as soon as you step inside, it's like a whole different world.
What was the names of his chickens again?
I'm wandering back. Dave, just repeat the names of your chickens for me.
Our chickens are called Cluck Norris, Henedict Cumberhatch, Henny from the Block, Hen Solo, Princess Leia, and who else do we have?
Princess Leia,
Emsy?
like it.
Jabba the Cluck.
Jabba the Cluck. I love it. Excellent.
I can't wait to find out what the alpacas are called.
Well, yeah, I hate to think. We'll go alpaca walking after 8 o'clock. Thank you, Kathy. And also, Kathy is out camping for us this morning on a new campsite here in Lincolnshire. A pop-up campsite at the minute, although they're hoping to get planning permission. And I think you're going to be with some alpacas, are you, when we chat about 8:20?
Hello, Dave, the owner's just asked me if I'd like a kiss from an alpaca.
Oh,
of course I said yes, so that's coming up in the next 20 minutes.
Oh, my goodness me. I'm glad you said alpaca at the end of that sentence.
BBC Radio Lincolnshire.
Don't they spit? Or is that do alpacas spit? Oh, that could be fun radio. We'll find out anyway. It's 7 minutes past 8. Now, from chickens to alpacas, Kathy. Don't know what they're called, but you're going to get a kiss from one.
I will find out for you, Sean, what their names are. I'm here at the Big Sky Hideaway. It has just started to rain, but let me tell you, it's so peaceful and tranquil out here. It's one of Lincolnshire's newest campsites, and it's got a bit of a twist, really. There's double-decker buses that you can spend the night on. They're almost completely 100% renewable as well, so a different way of doing things. As you mentioned, I was promised a kiss from an alpaca, and I'm so reluctant to tell you this because you'll mention it all week, but the alpaca didn't want to kiss me. Is the alpaca's owner. What happened? Why did she run away from me?
I don't think she's in a playful mood this morning. Don't take it personally.
Okay, I'll try not to. We need to know. There's quite a few alpacas here. Talk me through their names.
Okay, so we got 4 pregnant females, and they all came with their names already, so we got to name the children, which is exciting. So we've got Biscuit, whose baby is Jammy Dodger. Maybe next year we'll have a hobnob, who knows. We've got Abby, who is going to have lots of animal themed babies. We've got Bear at the moment. Maybe next year we could have a tiger. We've got Songbird, whose baby is Nala. And when she breeds, she's going to be all Disney characters, I think.
Oh.
And then we've got Priscilla, whose babies are all going to be named after Elvis songs.
That is very, very cool. Nala, by the way, the one that did not want to give me a kiss early this morning. We're standing here in this amazing landscape, surrounded by trees. There's the double-decker bus campsite behind me. This is a bit of a dream come true for you, wasn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. We dreamt this up in a pub and decided not to leave it there. When COVID became a thing and cancelled everybody's work, it was a good opportunity to stop and think about what we actually wanted, and gave us time to actually look for a place.
And Lincolnshire was the ideal place.
Absolutely, it's totally perfect. As soon as you turn into our place, on the first viewing, we knew it was the place for us.
Yeah. And what's the reaction been so far? You have already got people in. The minute it's running as a pop-up, isn't it? But you're hoping to get full-on planning permission later this week, which means you'll become a permanent fixture.
Yeah, hopefully. Fingers crossed. We can't wait to welcome more and more people here. As soon as they drive in, they're like, oh, it's so lovely to be away from the city and in nature, and it's so beautiful. There's butterflies, there's bees, there's birds everywhere. It's just perfect.
And conservation is a big part of what you'll do. You were just telling me that you've pretty much planted a wood here as well.
Absolutely, yeah. We planted a tiny woodland of about 500 trees. We've also planted a little orchard, which houses our honeybees. We've got a 4-acre woodland on site as well, and we're trying to get as many members of the community in to help us plant as well along the way.
Incredible. And we've got the alpacas here. You were mentioning that maybe you could invite scout groups down and it could become a real community facility as well.
Absolutely, yeah. We like to invite all sorts of people here to use the space. I think it's completely wasted if it's just ours. Scout groups, any sort of, guide groups, schools. We'd love to bring people into nature and teach them about the benefits of it. And the alpacas are just a lovely part of it. They're so calming to be around. Many people use them as therapy animals, and I think we'd like to move into that as well.
Yeah, incredible. I think you're both so inspirational because just not long ago you were living on a narrow boat in London. You then moved on to the double-decker bus, and now you're living your dream. I mean, it's cliche, but what would you say to someone listening to this who might have a dream like this? Because you've just gone for it.
Absolutely. I think the key message is say yes more. We take the ideas that people leave in the pub and make them a reality, and I think that's what keeps life interesting. And I think don't be scared to just go for it.
Yeah, and as you are living the dream and it's a success, you're already having bookings, you're already having people saying that they're going to come back again.
Absolutely, yeah. We've already taken repeat bookings for next year, which is very exciting and a huge compliment. We can't wait for more and more people to come down here.
Yeah, well, Sean, a success story here. More people obviously holidaying in the UK as well. Will we see more campsites, maybe like this one popping up? I'm going to head on back over to the alpacas now. I'm going to get my kiss.
I wouldn't bank on it. We'll see. Thank you, Kathy, with the alpacas that don't want to kiss her. I thought alpacas kiss anything. What does that say? Oh, never mind. I know. It's that time of the morning, isn't it? Eh? Let's go back to Kathy, who is camping for us this morning. A new campsite here in Lincolnshire. A pop-up one at the moment. Could become permanent. She's trying to get a kiss off alpacas. How's it going, Kathy? What are you up to?
Hi, Sean. The alpaca did not want to kiss me. Apparently, Ben Fogle has been filming here a series about people that start up a new life in the country. So I think the alpaca kissed him. So I mean, what can I say, really? I've been waking up some of the campers here at this new incredible site. There's a double-decker bus that some people can sleep on. There's an old American school bus that some people can sleep on. So rudely, I have awakened Chris, who is here on holiday, up from Bristol, I believe.
Yes, I've come on an epic quest. On the YesBus because I found it randomly, but not randomly because I'd been in touch with Dave Cornthwaite, the other stuff. So yes, I came here with my son Stan to have a bit of a boys' time away for 3 nights.
Well, you've just spent your first night under a big Lincolnshire sky. How was it?
It was just a big rustic 5-star bit of awesomeness. It was just fantastic. The pod that they have established is just so beautiful. It has sort of flaps or wings to it that lift up, and you just have an extraordinary night with real true darkness because of how beautifully positioned this place is as well.
Well, I wanted to ask you about that because we are in the middle of nowhere. My signal is not great. And when night falls, it must be, tranquil, but fully in darkness.
That's what's so wonderful, because in most cityscapes, of course, you get a lot of light interfering. So true darkness is really wonderful to be able to get. And then, of course, it's called Big Sky Hideaway. See what they did there, because there's going to be some wonderful, majestic star-gazing canopies as well.
Well, we've been talking this morning about more people holidaying in the UK. Yeah. Normally, you said you might go to France, but actually, I'm sure that this is much better than France.
Well, it's just when things happen in life, it's called a plot twist, and you just go with the flow. And in fact, I know that this whole place has been established, and I'm sure you've heard Dave's story about this. Is all a big epic quest, plot twist on how you fall upwards and adapt to new situations and circumstances. And so I've had an extraordinary time adapting things that have happened for me as well. So going with plot twists is good.
Yeah. And what do you think of Lincolnshire so far then? Do we get a 5-star review?
You definitely do. I'm just loving it. So once again, a rustic big 5-star. And rustic is a compliment. It's not a sort of, it's a bit rustic. It's just everything you could want.
And you've got the fire going this morning. You're really back to nature.
We're slightly obsessed with the fire pit. My son Stan, who's soon named after Stan Laurel, is just wonderful in that he's obsessed with the fire pit. So I'm just encouraging that because it stops me having to hunt together.
Well, quite. And making memories, I suppose, that will last a lifetime.
Yes, in fact, we were saying just 10 minutes ago, this is the stuff of mems, because we are having our first just father-son 3 or 4 days away. When he's done his GCSEs in a couple of years, we want to go on a cycling trip to Mallorca or somewhere like that. But we just decided, because the pandemic has put everyone contained together, and my wife and daughter are at home. They're having some of their time because my daughter's just back from university. She's called Lily, and so this is Stan and me going off on some dad-son quality time.
Well, I'll let you get back to the fire pit and have a wonderful holiday here in Lincolnshire. Thank you for coming to visit us. Sean, I think you can hear the passion, can't you? People having an incredible time here. Who needs the south of France when you can come to Lincolnshire?
Well, exactly. Beautiful Lincolnshire. Thank you. I love the fact his son is called after Stan Laurel as well, given I have the Oliver Hardy look. BBC Radio Lincolnshire, 9:25. Kathy has been camping this morning. Well, she's been at a new campsite here in Lincolnshire. It's a pop-up site at the moment. They're hoping to get planning permission for it, though, so it can stay permanently. Are you still there, Kathy?
Yes, Sean. I've crept into the woodland here at the Big Sky Hideaway. You can probably hear the rustle of trees behind me. I'm back with the owner, Dave. We've come through into the woodland now, and you've got another pod here as well.
Yeah, so we've got 4 acres of woodland here at the Hideaway, and our second land pod is a double bed, and then we've got an old Indian Army parachute as the lounge. So there's a field kitchen and a fire pit underneath.
As you've been giving me the tour today, you've been saying, that used to be that used to be that. That's the ethos here, isn't it? Recycling, upcycling.
Yeah, absolutely. Not only do we want the place to be 100% renewables powered, mostly by solar, but we've been taking old stuff and turning it into new stuff, and it's such a real pleasure to be able to do that. We save water throughout the site, we're planting new trees, we're making the most of the woodland we've already got. It's such a treat. It's almost like a family-sized trifle eating with a small spoon.
We've been mentioning that you're relatively new. How might people find you if they do fancy a trip here?
Yeah, I guess the internet's the best way. We're just west of Boston, and you can find out more about us on our Facebook page, Big Sky Hideaway, or bigskyhideaway.com.
And your wife is approaching, creeping back towards us with a chicken.
Yeah, this is Victoria Peckham. We let the chickens roam during the day and they put themselves back to bed at night time. And Vicky Peckham especially likes a good hug. They're amazing pets. Yeah. And like I think earlier I said you could get bread from the chickens. That was a total lie. The chooks all lay eggs and along with a bunch of other stuff, we deliver them out to our campers if they need them.
Wow, incredible. And moving forward, you're hoping to maybe do weddings, maybe do events. How's that going to work?
Yeah, we'd absolutely love to do that. You know, we're all about getting people together in the great outdoors. So a few small weddings a year. We're reaching out to forward-thinking companies who'd like to have team-building events here, help us plant some more trees. Maybe they could even alpaca their bags and sponsor a fluffy thing in the paddock.
Well, I asked the same question to Em, but you both are really about following your dreams, aren't you?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it depends who you listen to, but I think we only live once. And, you know, there's plenty of stress, anxiety and worry in the world. And certainly getting outside is a really nice antidote to that. Mm. So what are you waiting for? You know, get yourself outside, put the tent up, sleep on a bus, swing in a hammock.
What an advert that is. You've also had TV crews here as well.
Yeah, we've been filmed all year by Ben Fogle's Make a New Life in the Country. So watch out for that episode. I think it's coming out early next year. And they've been tracing our progress as we've moved from a 45-foot narrowboat to 15 acres in Lincolnshire and building this place. And we're so excited to share it with people. It's such a treat for us. We're still pinching ourselves that we're here. We can't wait to share it.
Earlier, you asked me if I'd like a kiss from an alpaca. I said yes. Alpaca didn't want to kiss me. Did the alpaca kiss Ben Fogle?
The alpacas have not kissed Ben either. So they're very discerning. I think it's all about time of the day. They're a little bit grumpy. They haven't had their breakfast yet. So maybe you need to come back a little bit later and Nala will give you a snuffle.
Wow, that's an offer I can't refuse, Sean. I think we should both come down here and have a little peck from an alpaca here at the Hideaway, just west of Boston, just setting up. It's just great to be out in the great outdoors.
Isn't it just, Kathy? And yeah, a bit grumpy, depends on the time of day. If she's just waking up, she won't give you a kiss. That was just what Kathy's boyfriend was telling me last night. Yeah.
The sound of Lincolnshire. Together, we can make a difference. BBC Radio Lincolnshire.
Are you still there, Kathy? No, she's gone. Oh, she's gone, because I've just looked at the Facebook page of the Big Sky Hideaway, where Kathy's been this morning, and they posted this last night. They put, tomorrow morning, we're going to be on BBC Radio Lincolnshire's breakfast show. Woohoo. And they've said, feel free to give us some funny words to try and shoehorn into our answers. And, you know, listening throughout the show this morning, I'm sure I've heard some... It's like, that was a strange phrase. Why did they say that? And some of the words they've been asked to put in was monkey, which I heard, tiger, which I heard, hobnobs, oblong or blancmange. Did I hear blancmange? Not sure. The number 42, definitely heard that one. What else was the family-sized trifle, small spoon? Bread from our chickens, that was one, because he repeated it there. Ring fencing the unicorn. Thanks a lot. I knew something odd was going on. Could be a new craze on the show there.
BBC Radio Lincolnshire.